What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing today? So one quick thing, where is it? Yeah, damn deal done. Said it's let's with an apostrophe, and not let's with no apostrophe. I told you I'd work on it, buddy, so I worked on it. I hope that it is a little bit better. I apologize for my poor grammatical abilities, and will strive to do better for you in the future. At any rate, I'm not gonna do, I know that usually I do like a long intro and talk about a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna do that this time. We're gonna dive right straight into it. I pretty much all I've done since the last video was put up the old the other Game Gears, put them back together and put them back on the shelf, and then just pulled these out so I could take a picture of them, so I could post it up. What did you guys think about the picture, man? I thought it came out pretty okay, man. I thought it wasn't bad. I was pretty happy with it overall. So I do have, for those of you guys that don't know, my work area is over on this side, and then all of my camera and monitors and all of that stuff is over here. So when you guys chat with me, I can't see it, but I do have my phone propped up over here to at least attempt to catch my attention. We'll see how well that works out. At any rate, yeah, so today we're going to be diving in on this Game Gear and trying to find out and solve the power issues that it has. I do already have a couple of the power cords hooked up. We're going to be doing quite a bit of testing. I will do my very best to walk you through what I'm doing and why, and then we'll go through and fix as many of the faults as we can possibly find, and attempting to get everything back to working 100% so that it works. Once we're done, we'll pop it up on the Sony behind us and see that working. I still haven't come up with a solution for the USB capture thing. I did download a program the other day that says both of my brand new USB 3.0 hubs are USB Type A or USB Type 2 hubs. So that could absolutely be why it's not working. Both of the ports on my laptop, if I disconnect everything else from my laptop and directly connect all of the USB drives, everything works. But the second that I go through the hubs, nothing works. I don't know. So I haven't got a solution to that yet, so we will be using the Sony once we get it up and functional. So I guess without further ado, let's get to work. So where are we? Also, listen, I've had a couple people tell me in the past that the audio is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Distracting. If it's too loud, I like to have some nice lo-fi jams going on in the background. It kind of helps me focus a little bit. If it does get distracting, let me know. I can adjust the volume, and we'll be, of course, happy to do that. So where we stand right now is, I know that our audio board works 100%. I know that we have some faults here, but what I'm going to do before I dive into that is we're going to take a close look at our power board. Now, I do have this microfiber cloth out here, not for cleaning of any particular reason, but more specifically because I don't want to scratch up the lens on the plastic lens on the Game Gear. So I apologize for the orange, bright orange. I put all of these cords down here, and of course, I think it is a scientific fact at this point that if you put cords anywhere near each other, they automatically tangle up, whether you ever touch them or not. But so I am pretty certain that this guy is center pin negative, positive, negative. I'm not sure, but here's what we're gonna do to find out. We're gonna come over here to our meter, You guys probably can't hear that beeping through the microphone. We will dial back. We will dial back the audio just, I mean, the faintest little bit. We'll go there. We'll dial it back to there. All right. So on our battery terminals here, there's a couple of different ways that we can go about this. So let me get the mobile cam over here, and maybe we can get a nice, pretty good up close view of what exactly it is that this idiot is working on. Okay, so we've got two battery terminals here, right? And then we've got our power jack over here on this side, right? And then we've got a center pin, and then we've got a side pin. Now this side pin, if we probe it here, we get a tone. If we probe the center pin only and our back plane, we get a tone, which means center pin is connected to this back piece and our side pin is connected to this little tab right here. I guess I could throw that under a microscope if you guys want. That might make it a little bit easier for you guys to see exactly what's going on. Let's do that. I really like this little microscope. This is, I have bought the other ones that are not nearly as good. And I've tried them in the past, and they're just the little short guys, and they're terrible. But this one is made by Coolertron. I really like this. The only thing that I do not like about it is that it will only output either to you guys, and I see nothing on the screen, which means I kind of have to work over staring at a screen, or it will display where I can see it and you guys can't see anything, and neither one of those is very good. Now there are some microscopes that do dual output on them, but I don't have one of those, and they're pretty expensive. I don't really want to spend the money on one either, because I'm cheap. So the first thing that we want to find out is we want to take our, come here. I'll put you all the way up here. So the first thing that we want to find out is our barrel jack, okay? This guy right here for our hookup. What we want to do is we want to switch this over to voltage, okay? And it doesn't matter which plug you plug up to or which lead you test with, right? So we're just going to lay our red one, because it's there, and we're going to probe the inside. And what this tells us is we're outputting 13.9 volts DC. What that means is the outer side of this barrel, okay, not the inside, okay, the outer side of this is positive and the center of this is negative, because on our meter, I'll see if I can do this where you guys can see it. If I hold this guy this way, can you guys even see what I'm doing? You can see it in the mini cam, okay? And then I've got my red one touching that. If I touch the inside of it, what I get, if you can see the meter, is positive 13.9 volts. If I switch these up and put the red one on the inside and the black one on the outside, I get negative 13.9 volts. Ah, voila. So we're getting 13.9 volts. Barrel, center pin is negative, not positive. Center pin is negative. So what we want to confirm now is center pin negative on our board? So that means this center pin right here, this guy, should tie to ground. So what we want to do, is we are here, we've got our pin touching this. We want to look at our traces real carefully. So if you see the top of our capacitor right here, and this stripe denotes negative on our capacitors. So if we look at our board, okay, that little plus sign that you're seeing right down here, okay, oh, you guys, I didn't switch it back over. I was looking at the wrong screen. Sorry. There you go. So this little plus sign that you're seeing right here, okay, that denotes that's the positive side, the positive pole of our capacitor. Our negative side being over here. So what we want to do is not ever lose that little guy. We want to look at our board, which our negative is going to be right here. And so what we're going to do is probe around and make sure, and this is a little tricky, a little fiddly. Where are we going? I'm just following, so that one did not tone out the way I expected it to, so it may not actually tie to here. What I'm doing is I'm following my green, where's my jack at for you guys? Ah. Right there, okay. So this is our green pad right here. So I'm following where he looks like he goes. So he might go here. I got no tone, so he does not go there. But he goes somewhere. And so it might be a matter of just having to trace out on this board exactly where he goes. So we can see if we put this in just the right light, there's a little bit of a division right here, and our green trace seems to, we can see the division, it seems to come out over here somewhere and go down, maybe? Kind of hard to tell, isn't it? So it looks like he just kind of sort of dies. But if you look real carefully, underneath here, let me use my red one because it's bent. You see that little hole right there? Little big guy right there? If we can somehow not getting anything. If I go to here to one of my ground points on my board like this, I'm also not getting any tone. We have got to find exactly where our ground goes. So this guy right here, okay, right beside resistor 6, or right above it. If we come to him and we touch the inside of our barrel, so this is our ground pin. This is us right here. However, just want to see, no connection there. So it literally does not come through the bottom of the board here that I can tell. But let's check, because we can see the division all the way around this. And we can see a division all the way around this. So if he does not come to this little transistor, okay, and he does not go up here, and he does not come here, so then this ground is just anchoring through the board right here. What that means is we have got to do a little bit more work here. Because I can see on the top side of the board, we just went through this, I can see where the pad is, or where the rear portion is. I can see the trace coming down, but I can't tell right here where it's going. It looks to be like it's continuing on underneath this guy, and then it hits underneath here. So what we're gonna do is heat up our desoldering gun. I'm just looking. I find it interesting, by the way, that it doesn't, like this has got to leave from here and come somewhere along this path. This has got to tie in to ground. Wait. So I have ground there. Look at that. So I'm on my rear of my jack. And on this little Schottky diode here, I do have ground. Do not on this side. So if I come just this side of that little Schottky diode, which would be, so this guy right here, this guy right there, but he does not travel. He doesn't travel the other way. Interesting. Come on, desoldering gun, we're waiting. So I'm just feeling around on my board, just testing a couple of other places while I'm waiting on my desoldering iron. So I know I have tone there. Do I have tone across any of my header? None, which I think I should have. It might be this Schottky diode is bad. So let's go down here. Okay, so our diode is functioning in that direction. Is functioning in the correct direction. So when you look at a Schottky diode, right? So diodes allow electricity to flow in a certain direction, but not in the other, right? So you see this black band? So that black band indicates that it is stopping electricity from coming this way and going out this way. So if I take my red on this guy, on this side, my black on this side, okay? I have 0.6 volts, 0.5, 0.6 volts. If I flip them the other way, I get nothing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna desolder and remove this capacitor. So that I can see where my trace is going. Come on. This is one of those, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it because I need to see sometimes seeing is the easiest way. This is not a multi-layer board. I mean, it's a 2-layer. But it's not like a 3-layer or 4-layer board or 14-layer board. So because it's not, and if you guys are watching that, you should be looking up in the top corner, watching the mobile cam. So if it's a multi-layer board, what I'm doing would be pointless and useless. Whichever jerk, me, installed this capacitor did a really good job of it. It really did. So I can't get the stupid thing out. There it goes. Okay. So now, back underneath the microscope, so we can see now our trace does not, it skips right over this entire capacitor right here that ties into this. Okay, so, but we can see him turning underneath here. Okay, so what I want to look at, this is not the same power board, this is a different power board. But he goes, see, this is different. You see how thin this trace is right here? And he looks like he cut straight across to this edge and comes down here somewhere. This one does not look the same. See how much wider he is right here? And right in here. And if we look, we can see him, we can see that little split. So this top one is us. If we grab this guy and we pull him over, ever so gently, okay. Before I go doing that, let's just do this the smart way. We're pretty much going to remove components off of this power board until we get the desired result. This is like, I know what the circuit is, or in theory should be. In theory should be. Because I've worked on quite a few of these of Game Gear power boards. This power board is just a slight bit different. And before I go getting all super crazy, I want to investigate further. So in order to investigate further, we need to remove a couple of components. Aha, voila, look at that. Okay, so our negative trace comes off of our jack, follows this line, and dives down in this hole right here, okay? So, sorry, I'm holding this up to the light so I can see. This hole. Okay, so right here above D4, this is us right here. This is where we poke through. but I don't see our next point. So I can see where it comes through. But there is nowhere for it to go once it's on that side of the board. It literally travels down, pokes through here. How does it get to here? Unless, I'll tell you what we can do. A little trick, and maybe sometimes this works really effectively. Not today, though. Well, maybe. No, my light is too bright. So, if we flip this guy over, we'll get him in just the right light, where I had him a minute ago. You see that lighter green comes down to here, but he doesn't touch here? So I'm wondering if D4, the other side of this guy, just that's a little through hole, the other side of D4 travels across this darker bit under the board to here. This might be a 3-layer board. If it is, we are really in a world of hurt. I wouldn't think it would be, though. So if he does, then should this right here also light up? It does not, but this does. So, what is our connection between D4 Let's pull the Schottky diode out. Now, I'm pulling the Schottky diode out, but I'm going to be very careful. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to lay this diode down. Oh no, what have I done? Use my fat fingers instead of my tweezers. So I'm going to lay him across here. See, this one laid in this way. Okay, if you guys see, this one laid in here this way, but this one is backwards. So this one's got that little, this one's got a 2 on it, and I'm not really concerned about that, but he was upside down. That's interesting. So now that we've got him removed, so we do still have a connection between here. That's interesting. So I'm going to slide him back here, up here in the back. I'm going to come back over here to diode mode. I'm going to remove our diode. I know you guys can't see this, but hopefully you're watching on the mobile cam. Somewhat. So what I'm going to do So see, now I get nothing that way. But I do get something this way. Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Huh. So on this board, when I put this diode in, or when this diode was in, okay, let me spin it around here for you. Let me just get my tweezers back in my hand. So, on this board, this diode was in here this direction, okay? And electricity should only be allowed to flow one way. And so on the Holy Grail's board, electricity could flow from this direction to this direction. On the other board, the diode is installed this direction, the black stripe the other way, and I can get electricity from this way to this way, which I should, but not the opposite way. That is very interesting. And it was roughly the same voltage, by the way, roughly the same. Okay. So, we have made 0 for progress. All right. We are no closer to triple checking. And the reason that I want to triple check, by the way, the reason that I want to triple check the orientation of flow is I don't want to plug up the wrong power connector. So I think what we're going to do is toss a bunch of these components back in. So, I've got a component in my little hand. This is a great teaching opportunity. I've got a little component in my hand, right? And when I say little component, it's this little capacitor legs that are right, where are they? Come here, little capacitor legs. I'm trying to show you where they're at. These little guys right there that you guys can see wiggling, okay? So I'm gonna put a little bit, just a drop or two of flux down, not much. We're not going crazy here. I'm gonna get and I don't know that you guys can see it, but what I'm gonna do is, if you watch in the mobile cam in the upper corner, I'm just gonna get a little bit of solder on the tip of my soldering iron, okay? I'm gonna bring him back into focus for you, and I'm just gonna get him lined up, get him pressed up with my finger, which I've got underneath the board, and I'm just gonna touch him, okay? And I'm just going to touch the other leg, okay? And you saw the solder flow? That was it. We're done. Now he's in place, okay? We're going to reinstall our diode first. Now I am going to warn you, when you go to do your diode, okay, your diodes are going to heat up very quickly. Okay, here's our legs right here sticking through, okay? A little bit of flux down. And come back in with our iron that should still have a little bit of solder left on him. We're just going to tack him in, okay? I'm going to load my soldering iron back up. Now, yes, I've got a board. I've got a board holder over there, right? Okay. And so I could hold this board with the board holder, okay? Ow, that's odd. I could hold him with the board holder in place, right? I could do that. But if I do that, you guys can't get as up close and personal of a view as if I'm doing it this way. And my goal here is to do this, but to also show you guys how you can do this, right? So if I come in back in here, you get a different finger on them. There you go. So we see both those two legs right there. Uh-oh, I'm gonna let one of them go because I'm an idiot. I cannot get my fat fingers out of the way to properly install this. Jeez Louise. There we go. Okay. Get our middle finger back on him down here. Get him under the board. There's our two component legs right there. Voila. Okay, you guys ready? And, ow, hot. That was not exactly what was supposed to happen, but I'll show you. This is what's supposed to happen. Okay, voila, just like that. Super easy, right? And we'll pivot this guy back up here to the top side. And there's our two legs. Couple little drops of liquid flux. That is MG Chemicals No Clean Flux. The link to purchase it is in the description. And no, I don't get a penny if you purchase it from that link. So feel free to purchase it from wherever you want. Okay, so we did all of that. We didn't make the progress that we wanted to make. I'm moving the microscope out of the way for the time being. We're gonna send it, is what we're gonna do. Switch back over. We're gonna just take our plug. We're gonna plug him in. Switch our meter back to voltage DC. And we're gonna start probing around. Okay, so I know that I have ground here. Looky there. I've only got 4 volts. Negative 4 volts. Interesting. If I unplug him, go in center pin, come in here, 13.8. Two volts. No voltage. Nothing. Well, 1, 2. 2.2 is as high as I've seen, but we're fluctuating up and down. We are losing a substantial amount of power somewhere. Okay. So, uno momento por favor. I have more power cords down here. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one right here. So what I want to see is reversed. 9.3 volts. Let's see what we got. Nothing. 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 Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so here's where we are at. For those of you guys following along at home, and if you are, I appreciate it greatly. Here's where we're at. these capacitors have been replaced. We can follow our ground trace down, our positive trace. You know, we ought to try to trace him out while we're here giggling and playing around. We ought to, because on our and I say our positive side, it's an assumption, is our barrel ought to be negative, and he is. Barrel is negative. So that means this out here should be positive. I think we got a short somewhere. This should connect our positive, these two right here. So this trace comes up and comes to here. This trace comes down to here, jumps over to here, comes to this side of our switch, Is it just a bad switch? Is it just a bad switch? Let me put this under the microscope and show you guys the path. Let me put this under the microscope and show you the path. This is interesting. I think we could just have a bad switch, yo. Okay, so right here, okay? So these two legs right here are what bring in our power, okay? So, and I know that because when I touch these two together, I get tone. I get tone there, but then our trace doesn't go anywhere from here. It might come to the top side of the board, but that's where it ends for here, okay? But it comes from here, okay? Where's my little probe at? From this guy, okay? And if we follow this, he comes to one of our little filters, okay? And he jumps across the board to the other end of our filter, right here, okay? So we're gonna come from here, follow through all of this, ignoring all of this, okay? And we're gonna follow this trace all the way through that goop, all the way up to our switch. And we get tone there, and we get tone here. Something beeped at me, I'm not sure what it was. Okay, now once we come here, okay, we have continuity there, we have nothing here, okay? When I change positions of my switch, I have no tone here and no tone here. So that means electricity's gotta be traveling up this center pin. It has to be. So if it's traveling up the center pin of our switch, where's it going from there? Where's it going from there? There's our center pin hole right there. There it is. Okay? But that's not connected to anything down there or here. Let's do this. Just giggling here, just giggles. Before I go ripping that all the way out, I want to check this one. I'm going to check this one. So this switch is behaving exactly the same. Okay? And I know you can't see that, but it follows from my brain. I can't find it. It jumps all over the place. See, this one's completely different, but once it gets to here, it follows the same path all the way up to the top of our switch. And then that is with our switch on. And this is off, nothing, no pulse, no tone. So we do have tone this way, no tone this way. Tone this way, no tone this way. Change the switch, nothing here, something here. Let's put him aside. So, I'm gonna have to go to the legs, aren't I? No, yeah, I'm gonna have to resolder them. I just desoldered them. Why not resolder them? Sorry, I desoldered these guys because I was gonna pull it. I love this liquid no clean flux. I just absolutely love it. It is fantastic. Never mind the bridges. Fixing to fix that. How are we looking? Did I get it? Where are we at? Nope. That one didn't get the other. It's okay. I would have about got it that time. But I'm going to go after it one more time for funsies. I think that was it. That was definitely the one, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely the one. Okay, now I'm going to put switch in the same position. So I should have tone here, and I do. Should not have tone there, should not have tone there. Tone here, no tone there. No tone there. Okay? So when I switch to this position, tone, no tone, no tone. Okay? Switch this position. No tone, tone, no tone, no tone. So the switch is acting properly, at least it is. I don't remember, I don't think it was. So, if we switch this way, I'm looking down inside my switch. Simple slide switch, right? Yeah. Yeah. Simple slide switch. So, if that's the case, that means in this position, power should come out here, come to here, come to here, filter back around through the resistor to here, pick up this resistor as well, but it should not be, come here, stupid board. There we go. No, it should not be. Should pick up there, Up here. Could be this little transistor. Could be that inductor. Get 5 ohms through it. 6 ohms, 5 ohms, 6 ohms, 5 ohms. I'm getting 5 ohms through it. Interesting. We have definitely got a short somewhere. Got a short somewhere, guys. Ooh, I don't like that. I'll tell you what, I'm curious. I'm curious enough to do this and find out. Oh crap, I don't have one. I don't have one handy. Well, that's no good. So let's flip over to voltage. So this should be ground here. Nothing. 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 Okay, so between these two, right here, I got 13.6. And I have nothing. Between these two, I have 13.6. So I got my 13.6 here. I wonder, $9.15. Okay. $9.1. 0. 8.5. Nothing. $8.5. 8.4. 8.4. 3.9. 8.5. 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 8.5, 3.6, 3.6, 8.5. What a shady little bastard this is. Nothing. Nothing. So it's not this transistor. I said that. Might be that transistor. Okay. So now I have 11.4 on this side. This side I've got 11. How the hell? Something doesn't add up. Something does not add up. I don't know. Uno momento, por favor. Uno momento, por favor. Let me think on this one for just a second. Use the little boy's room. Think on this one for a second. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You just wait. I'm back. So I've had a bit of a think about this whole thing here, and I think it still could be a bad transistor. I really do. So I want to get under this microscope and take a closer look at this transistor. That is listed as what? I can't even. I'm gonna have to come down. You guys can't see that. L6. Is that an NPN? Let me go over here and Google this guy. I think that's an NPN. L6. Yeah, it is an NPN. 200 milliwatt surface mount, SOT. 2SC1623 L6, 2SC16. Let's pull the data sheet. Free. Yeah, we don't care about that. So our emitter's over here. Collector base voltage is here, which would make sense. Collector emitter voltage 50 volts, 60, blah 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 blah. We don't care about that. Emitter base voltage is 5. Collector current is going to be 100. Wonder if it's bad. Wonder if it is. Don't care about any of this. This is all we care about right here. Right in here and right in here. These are maximums, but we don't really care about maximums either. Interesting. That little guy right there. So, according to our schematic, let me come up just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, according to our schematic, what we have is our collector, our base, and our emitter voltage. So, do we have the same thing on this board? What is this board labeled as? That is an L5. An L5, according to our spec sheet, yeah, same. It's same. It's just a smaller. It's just a lower classification, but it's the same. We could pull him. We could swap him. Same layout. So I'm also not, this is a P&P up here on Q1. I'm not also sure about that guy. I'm not trusting of any of these at this point. The resistors I feel good about. The resistors I feel good about. Transistors are subject to fail. No, they're not incredibly likely to fail. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling through the board. We're Googling things. I doubt that diode is bad. I just don't think the diode would be bad. They generally just don't fail. So I think what we're gonna do is take a closer look at Q2. I'll tell you what else I want to do too. Tell you what else I want to do. I want to go to console 5, Tech Wiki. Come here, Tech Wiki. Where are you? We want to go by manufacturer, by Sega. We want to go to the Game Gear. Power boards, most common. Oh, let me have this. 171. Yeah, well, that's not gonna cut it, is it? Oh, okay, so we'll have to look underneath here. God bless. It has been storming like crazy the past couple of days. My stupid thing, it shut off on me. Dang it. Okay. Oh, everything shut off. You walk away for 2 minutes. You walk away for 2 minutes and everything shut off. Stupid auto shut-offs. So, on console 5, it's calling this guy right here the MB3775, which is what we've got. VCC, MVRF, M1 and 2, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll buy that. I don't need the data sheet on it. See, here's where I run into a problem, okay? You start looking right here at our power boards. I've got an 837, right? First digits, 837. But my next number is a 73, and there just isn't one listed. Of course, there's no schematic anyway. Look at the, I want to look at, that's useless. Q1, Q3 is showing. But I'm looking for Q2. Q2 is right here. Q2 is calling for an L5. That's calling for an L5. Q2 is 1623, L5 to L7, so any of those would be fine. And it is coming off of the main Okay, so there's our switch layout. That's what I thought. Okay. I really do think that that our power problem is in our power board, and while I've been hesitant to do this, I'm gonna do it anyway. YOLO. We're gonna send it. What we're gonna do is I'm going to power this off. Oh no, I'm not gonna power that off. I don't wanna do that. Please don't tell me I did that. If I did that, I'm screwed. Ugh, that's not what I did. We're going to hook up the power connector for, so this is out of a standard Game Gear. Known working. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna hook this up to our Game Gear and power it up and send power through this guy, as opposed to the standard way of doing it differently, using the standard power board. And we're gonna do that. It should theoretically output the same. Should. Don't know. We'll find out though, aren't we? And then it has been storming like crazy. Drops right in, so that's something. We may not find out if I can't find my, there it is. Shoved them down there. Yesterday the storms got really bad here. Fortunately, everybody was okay, but you know, lots of areas around us got severely hit with lots of tornadoes and things like that, which is terrible news, no good at all. We're just gonna plug him up. Those two guys up there. I need to find a small, That's definitely not it. I need to find a, give me 1 second, unless there's one, unless there just happens to be one up here. There's no way. No way. Nothing's ever that easy. Wait for it. Got it. There was one sitting up here. Awesome. Fantastic. Of course, it's wrapped up in everything. We'll gloss over all of that. Let's see here. Oh, let me put this back up on. Put this back up. Make sure chat stays up so I can see it. Let me unplug the monster. I also need to text the wife. She will be home at some point. And when she gets home, of course, you guys know the deal. We'll have to take a quick little break. Well, nothing blew up, but then again, I don't guess it would. Let me text the wife real quick, like. Turn you off, turn you back on. Both my soldering iron and my desoldering gun have like if you don't use them, they shut off, which is great because you can't. Is that not really? Seriously? No way. Yeah, it's gotta go that way. There it is. The dogs are whining, so they may be home. If they are, I will pause this and mute it real quick and let them get in the door. Oh, okay, so there we go. So we had something happening on screen. Let me grab a game. I've got a stack of them. I've got a stack of them back here. Do Sonic Triple Trouble. Let's see. Let me take a look here at the camera and see if they're here. Certainly sounds like it. Get ready to switch over just in case. Let's see here. I don't see them. I don't see them, but the dogs heard something, so, you know. Could be anything, who knows. Who knows? Okay, so now we've got a game in our hand. I also, I've never used this game before, so I don't know if this game works or not. We were getting a light, now we're not. Wow. That guy's outputting 16 volts. Holy crap. That's a lot. One thing I know is the capacitors on this guy have never been changed out, so I don't know that if that power board works. I don't have the foggiest. Here I am playing with it like I think it works, and it may not actually work. So I guess first things first, let's find out if it works. Wouldn't that absolutely suck? I'm sitting here fooling with it and the stupid power board doesn't even work. It would suck. Now 14 to there, 14 to there. Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing. Right, 14 volts coming out on that pin. Yeah, this power board doesn't work. Something ain't right here. Yeah, I'm getting nothing. I mean, I'm getting 14 on one pin. On one pin, I should be getting significantly, Jesus. You know what? Let me turn it that way and see if I get anything on it. Well, see, now that just ain't right. That just ain't right at all. Because when I hook up this guy, known to be not working anyway, to This one. So when I hook this guy up, I should be getting see, I'm getting 4 there, 4.8 there, nothing, 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 1.2 volts, 8.5 volts, 34 volts. So this is at least mostly working. That one ain't doing jack. That ain't doing absolutely nada, not a thing. So that board is definitely no bueno. So let's pull him out. The one that we thought was good, we now know ain't doing nothing. They're at the mailbox. So what that means is, here in just a momento, I'm just gonna plug this up and send it. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna plug him up and send it. Yeah, I'm still getting, oh wait, we got a power light. We had a power light, it's gone now. It's gone now. We no longer have a power light. Okay. They're gonna be pulling up momentarily, and so they are here. So I'm gonna switch over and let them come on in, and I will be back here in just a few minutes. Okay, so the wife and kids are home. They are loud as they normally are. We had a red light and I turned it off. I mean, it wasn't doing anything. I am inclined to think that our problem is not power board related. I'm inclined to believe that at this point. So, let's put this guy over there, because we know he does not work. That can go down there because he won't be useful. So, we need to take this guy apart and do a little bit more investigation. I was really kind of not wanting to pull this board out. However, here we are. Whatever it is, I got a feeling it's something incredibly small and simple and easy to overlook. So, I'm gonna try to pull this camera down just a little bit more for you guys. See if that helps some. I think it's, I honestly do think it's power related. Because the power circuits, like the LED's not lighting up, sometimes the screen is not coming on as it should. None of the things are lighting off like they should be. So that would lead me to believe, but occasionally the screen will light up. That would lead me to believe we are power related. So we're going to gently, I'm in a quandary now, aren't I? Nope. We're going to set this guy over here. Set this guy over here. Nice and safe. There we go. Let's set this down here, nice and safe. So, I think the best way to go about this is to pull the microscope back down here. And let's start going through the circuits. I think the easiest way, let's just scan the board over and look for anything obvious is the quickest way to go about this. Let's do that first. So, power feeds in on this side and come all the way up. Power feeds in here. Let's just check our traces. We're just going to check one side of the board. It's all gunky looking, but it's okay. It's all original, which is why I didn't clean it. You see that? There's that red epoxy I was telling you about. Like it's literally everywhere on this board. It's hilarious. Like even components like here that you would just not have a need for, it's there. I am 3/4 tempted to reflow the entire board. So here's more of this red epoxy right here. That was underneath this chip. Sorry, I'm gonna get easily distracted. Where's that? My little foam surround came off. I don't want to lose that. Okay. Just scanning across the board. Looking for anything out of place, anything obvious that should not exist or be there or is out of place, any solder bridges, any broken traces. Any solder bridges, anything at all. I'll flip this guy over so we can check the bottom side. All of this looks pretty good, which I expected it to. Let's scroll over to this side of the board. Maybe these solder joints aren't beautiful, but I mean, they should be okay. They're certainly not the prettiest things that I've ever seen. But again, they should be okay. Don't see anything obvious. I guess let's flip over to the one side of the board, and I'd really like to have something to set this screen on to, or at least pull it out of the way. There's a slight indentation right here in my cabling. Now that is an obvious area of concern. Huh. It's not through the backside. There's another little spot right there. That's just, I think that's just to break a trace. This one, on the other hand, looks a little different. No, because it's broken in two places. So if you follow, yeah, that's all that is. Okay. All right, let me flip this over out of the way, where we can get a look at this side, the fun side. So the first thing that we want to look at here, I'll look at this connector. This connector looks okay. That looks fine. Our solder joints here kind of look janky at best. But they'll work. Our filters look to be okay-ish. What we got going on up here? What we got going on right up in here? So this guy goes where? Up and around to there? Let's test him. Looks slightly janky. trying to find where this other trace goes. This is really difficult. It's underneath there because I'm about out of room. It's underneath there. Comes to there. Okay, so. Okay, so we do got tone there. So those are making contact. Tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna literally tone out this entire board. I won't do it. I do want to get a better look at these connections here. They're janky. They'll work. So here's my dilemma. I don't want to, I don't want to reflow this guy. I don't want to clean him, I guess I should say. I don't want to clean him too much. But you get down to this area and just look, man. But I think it needs it. It just looks so bad. And when it starts looking bad like that, it's very difficult to tell it's very difficult to tell if something is epoxy or if something is old flux or if it's something's wrong. It's really difficult to tell. See, like right here, that bit of paint is missing. This is the area I'm most curious to look at. So this is where I had to do some jankery, because that was the pad. This was that pad right here. That was bad. But we do have tone there, so that's something, I guess. This is another one that concerns me right here. That pad, I just don't, and it's going to be so hard to be able to get a decent reading off of it to tell if the pad is messed up or well, guess the easiest way to do this is to just start. Oh, it's off again. Of course it is. Oh. I hate this thing. I legitimately hate this thing. Try not to be like that, but I legitimately hate this thing. I really do. I hate it. I hate it because if I mess it up, you know, if I mess it up, of course it's already messed up and it arrived messed up, but if I mess it up, then it's my fault. And I don't want to mess it up. And so I want to be extra cautious, probably more so than I would normally be. And so Is there any reason? Other than it won't work, why anybody can think of that I should not just, oh, because it won't work. That's why. Because it won't work. Because it won't work. That's why. Dummy. I was gonna break out the hot air gun and just kind of, for lack of better terms, go to town, but it occurred to me that won't work. Don't bridge. See this? You see what's happening here? This is old corrosion. That's why my solder wants to do that right there and bridge instead of okay, I'm done. Oh man. You know what the problem with hot air in this stuff is? I'm around so much of this plastic stuff that if I get it just slightly wrong, oh man, I cleaned it up, so. Like if it was just full of like little SMD components, like these guys right here, I really wouldn't worry about it. I would just bust the hot air gun out and reflow all of it real quick like. But I've learned my lesson the hard way before. Dealing with these guys, that if I try to hot air around this connector, oh my God, look at that blob I just put down there. That's terrible. He's got to go. I'm fixing to have to go refill my little bottle of Flux. Well, I cleared the bridge. And no, by the way, I won't change to a smaller tip. I like my tip. Every time that I go through the teaching aspect of teaching somebody how to solder or do a how-to, what I always tell everybody is work with the tools that you're most comfortable with. Right? Let me grab another bottle of my solder or my Flux over here. Let's switch back over now. Get in here. Use a little bit more flux. I was running at 420 degrees, but I decided to kick the temperature up just a little bit higher than it is. Just a little bit higher than it is. Oh, did I not? I didn't put my microphone back on. 518 I moved. Right. It's going to be a hot air job is what he's going to be. I call him 518. Which could be, I don't know what it is. That little guy right there by my needle. Come here, solder. Where are the tweezers? I can never find my tweezers once I pick them up and move them. Never find them. Oh, they're there. Put them all the way up there. All right, where are you? There you go. I'm sorry I can't do this on screen. There he is, right there. We got him back down. I tend to not talk a whole lot when I'm sitting here doing something like this right here, and I apologize for that in advance. But I get, for lack of better terms, one-track minded on it. Focus only on what I'm doing here. But if I don't very thoroughly focus, miss something, screw something up. Let's take a look around. This is the only pad right here we touched earlier, and I'm a little bit concerned about because I don't remember if it was 2 pads or 1, and I think it might be a bridge, but I don't remember. So get just a little bit of solder braid here. We're just going to real quick like tune him up. Yeah, 1 pad. That's what I thought. Just wanted to double check. It'd be really nice. It'd be really nice to pull every single one of these components off and replace them. It really, really, really would. It'd be really nice. It's very tempting to do that. However, we're looking better and better by the minute. I'm happy-ish with that. And to answer the question, no, I have not found any faults yet. But I feel like that I may not find them on purpose. I can't tell you how often that cleaning and reflowing a portion of the board will solve problems. Problems that you can't see because it's underneath the solder pad, right? Well, that helped that side tremendously. I really was against this whole thing right here, but I'm doing it anyway. I was really against cleaning this whole side, but I'm doing it anyway. I was trying to use, you know, no clean flux and things like that, but all of you purists will just have to be mad. I say that. I'm a purist, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's contaminants, right? There's contaminants on the board, and if I leave it, what am I doing? Would you leave contaminants on the Mona Lisa? Who knows? Let's take a look at this side now. We're looking better and better. Better and better. Better and better. We're looking significantly better than we were. Still got a little bit of a solder doohickey sticking up right there. There we go. Got it. I'm not super tempted to fix a bunch of the stuff on this side. Don't see a lot wrong with it, other than it's just dirty. And so like once I clean those up, there's no need to reflow that stuff. I could reflow the wires, I could, but I'd really rather not if I don't have to. And this side all just looks beautiful, so I'm not going to touch it. Well, it's kind of scummy looking, but it's otherwise fine. Okay. Let's give her the old college try. Let's give her the old college try and see what happens, shall we? See, it flicked. You missed it. I had my hand over it. I don't know if you even caught it, but it flicked on for a second. And me flickering back and forth. You guys even see that? It's on. You guys can see it. I mean, it's not reading our game, but it's on. Is this a wire connection? Tell you what you can do if you're not paying real close attention. You grab a hold up here and you will light yourself up. Let's unplug it. Let's unplug it. Let's do two things real quick. Just for giggles. It's still hot. We don't want to lay that up there. Let's fold our screen out of the way. Like, I feel like we're super close to solving this. Let's reflow these connectors. Stupid thing. Apologize if my hat's in the way. All I'm doing is reflowing the connector contacts and everything up here. And then I'm going to flip this back up. I'm going to reflow all of these guys right here. Guess I really should be doing this down there under a microscope where you guys can see it. But I didn't. But I didn't. Reflowing these pins can be a real challenge. Anytime you're reflowing pins through a connector like that, it can be a monster. Before I go doing this, let me... I don't know if this game cartridge works. And I could go over there and that works. You know, or I could not. What's that, honey? No, honey, they're over here underneath my desk. And then I've got a whole stack of them back behind me. It flicked on. There it is. It's on. The brightness wheel even works. I mean, our game's not reading. Did you see that? Like, it was working until I moved it. Like, it keeps flickering like it wants to kick on. Okay. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But now that it's done, See it pulsing? Okay. Okay. Break time. Break time. I never unmuted it. So, current status is, I don't know. I just touched it and it went off. Is it this connector? But here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna try something. We're gonna try a thing. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I guess it's as worth a shot as it gets. We're going to attempt to plug up the console to this board. See if we get an output to our TV. This is a long shot. I want to be clear. I don't think this is going to work. Okay, so our screen is doing a thing. So our screen is doing this. Brightness wheel makes no difference. Except for we can dim it. This is full bright. But we're not getting any result from our cartridge. Unplug the cartridge, and I take a cartridge that I know works, and I know it works because I just put it in and now I'm getting nothing on screen. That was weird though, because I just took this and like tapped it down, and look, the power shut off. This would be indicative like bad wiring. Now I'm getting nothing. Oh, I got a flicker. I got another little flicker. I keep getting these like random little flickers that make me incredibly hopeful. It's only getting 8.65 volts into here. And it wants 9. Gloss over that though. It's outputting 9.3. So, you know, let that be what it is, I guess. Oh my God. Y'all are never gonna believe this. I think I found out what the problem is. You're never gonna believe this. If I swear, if I had not have moved it, you could have never told me that this was the problem. I'm moving the microscope over for this one. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Am I all the way up? Okay, watch real closely. See that? You see that right there? You see that right there? I think we have found it. I think we have found, you see how this one sits down on here, nice and flush? And I mean, he's got a little wiggle in him, but he's not bad. This one, if I just so decided to, I could rip him all the way out. I think we have a broken coil inside. That's what I think. That's what I think. So we are going to if that is our problem, which would absolutely explain everything, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm waiting for my desoldering iron to heat up. I'm gonna reflow this real quick. The only reason I'm reflowing is put some fresh solder on it so that it pulls properly. But I'll bet you dollars to donuts well, then again, now that I have it out and in my little hand, I can grab a hold of it. And I can shove it pretty far. So, since we have it out though, mostly out, just doesn't want to let go. Come on, there you go. We're gonna pull him and his little green friend. Both of these guys. And since we're here, we're going to swap them both. Since we're here, I'm going to swap them both. Now, if it works, then we know we solved the problem. We know that's what the problem was. If it doesn't work, then we're going to have to determine if these two components were bad off of the original board. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. That is quite the problem, because I think I can just barely make these guys squeeze in here. And I mean just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Just barely, I mean just. I'm sorry I'm doing this off screen where you guys can't really see it. I apologize, but well, moment of truth again. Moment of truth again. You back there. However I had you laid out. You back over here with me. What if that's all it was, huh? How fantastic would that be if that's all it was? That is not the right one. I grabbed all of these cords in my haste and threw them all on the floor, and now I can't figure out which one goes, which one is where. Oh, I put it up here. I put it up here where it would make sense for it to be. And also, this guy right here, let's plug him in. I don't think that he will make a difference, but let's plug this guy up too. Well, it hasn't blown up yet. No. Oh, I got a flicker. I'm telling you, I really do. I think that as funny as this sounds, this is almost got to be a wiring issue. It really does. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm occasionally getting a flicker. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks. Well, I guess that we will continue to work on it. What else? What other option do we have? What other option do we have? But you know what I can tell you is what this stream's been. I think I'm going on 3 hours now. I'm going on 3 hours. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're over 3 hours. So I can stream for 3 or 4 more hours and come up with no solution, or we can work on it again next time. Let's do that. Sounds like a lot more fun than what I'm doing right now, huh? Because this sucks. Really not happy. I'm really like legit not happy about it. I wonder if Jesus Christ. So many cords down here. It is unbelievable how many cords I have down here right now. Absolutely unbelievable. See, here's the thing, right? So I switched over to the, I don't even know if you guys can see it anymore. Because I gotta get it at just the right angle or you can't see it. But I switched over to this original Genesis Model 1 power pack. See, it did it again. This is what originally had me thinking that it was a power board problem, because it's almost like it's not getting enough capacitance. See, but it shuts right back, like it drains it so fast. Either that or it's a short. Could be that too. Who knows? I don't know. This needs more deductive timing. And so the problem that I have, okay, so that we're all clear, I can fix this problem quickly. But in order to fix it quickly, right, I could switch it out to a McWill screen, right? That would take nearest makes no difference, minimal time at this point. but I would lose the original screen. That would suck. I could remove everything off of the board and put everything, put all new components on it. I can do that. And I can do that relatively quickly. But then it's not original. Where I keep running into a wall is not that this is a problem. It's in how do I fix this as non-destructively using only 30-year-old components. Whatever, 40-year-old components, whatever it is. Or 20-year-old, whatever it is, right? How do I do that? When I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. I don't know how I do this. That's what's slowing me down, I guess I should say. I know how to do it, I just, without removing components, and you guys saw a bunch of the epoxy that's on the board. It's underneath these chips. I don't think it's a chip problem. I don't think it's an ASIC problem, but if I start removing and replacing epoxy chips, that's destructive. Yes, I can remove the little S&D caps and the resistors and the diodes. That's easy enough, and that may end up being a problem, but for all I know, it might be a power chip on the main board. Or on the power board. I don't know. When you start getting into where you're troubleshooting, you're walking down a problem from A to B. However, you're not allowed to use any of the tools you normally use. You're not allowed to make a mess. How do you find where a wire inside a wall is if you're not allowed to look at the wall? If you're only allowed to look at the outside, how do you know? Listen, I'm an electrician. You can get a Fox and Hound, you can trace it out all you want, but how do you know? You don't. You make educated guesses, and when none of those work out, then you move on to step 2, which involves a little bit of destruction. But with this, we're not allowed to destroy anything. We can't. We're only allowed to do things non-invasively, non-destructively. We can't hurt it. We can't look at it funny. We can't do any of those things. We can't hurt the thing. We can't. So that makes things a little bit more difficult than normal. Sorry. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to end this one for now, because legitimately we're at 3.5, 4 hours now, and there's only so much of watching me go, well, what about this one? What about this one? What about this? And what about this? This is not like, no offense to an Xbox. This is not like fixing an Xbox. This is not like fixing a PS5. There are a million of them. There's 2 of these. This is not even like fixing a dev kit for a Genesis. There are 50 of those we know of. There are 2 of these. That makes it tough. So we're going to keep working on it. That's what we do. In the meantime, I think where I'm going to relegate this project to is I'm going to record what I do, and when I make progress, we'll pop a little video up over in a corner, right? And once I make progress, I'll stop right there. Once I make any relative progress, we'll stop right there. I'll put the video up over in a corner so you guys can see it, and we'll move forward from there. But I don't any more 3-hour videos. I'm not I'm just not. You guys don't want to see that. We're going to get back into fixing some other consoles that need fixing. So yeah, cool. All right, guys. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We will see you guys 100% on the next one, I guess, unless, you know, all hell breaks loose, at which point, you know. See, here's the thing. Let me flip. Can I flip this? Well, let's go back over. Yeah, let's go back over. Look at this. It's like on my power. +5, ground. V, I guess that's V ground and V for the battery, right? NC and then 34, right? Like I should have 34 volts, and I've got that. I've got all of this here coming out. Sometimes I got it. Sometimes like I can literally test it and I have it, and then I'll test it and I don't. That's just mind blowing. Anyway, that's it. That's all for this one, guys. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I appreciate it. You were great to hang out with me. We'll be back this weekend. We'll do another cool video. We'll do something cool this weekend. I don't know what it is. We'll fix something cool. We'll repair something. I don't know. We'll do something cool. I'll let you know. Thanks for watching. I guess that's it. That's what I'm supposed to say here. We will definitely 100% see you guys on the next one.